light 'em up in the ring, light 'em up, shoot, shine, do your thing, light 'em up in the ring, light 'em up, shoot, shine, do your thing, light 'em up, go dumb, go stupid, yeah, we undefeated, sucker free, we got the seats heated, let's face it, you bout to get a beat down, less talking, let's take it to the streets now, ain't gonna be no rematch, why you wanna fight, touchdown on sight, yeah, turn off the light, oh, turn off the light, let's get it poppin', go dumb. When you see me moving, bodies dropping. Move some. I'm about to go sick. Call Earl. I'm turning up like E40, not your average girl. I'm turning up. We can rock like Rocky. Make you tap it. Ghost ride the whip. Look at my drip. This ain't a copy. We got a night if you wanna throw hands. When they see me fight, they wanna throw bands. Go dumb, go stupid. Yeah, we undefeated. Sucker free, we got the seats heated. Light 'em up in the ring. Light 'em up. Shoot, shine, do your thing. Light 'em up. Light 'em up in the ring. Light 'em up. Shoot, shine, do your thing. Light 'em up.
It's time for the main event. It's the Shoe Shine.
¿Qué onda, vatos locos? Damas y caballeros, this is your boy Dave in the 702, coming back at you for that boxing podcast known as The Shoe Shine. All right, joining me all the way from the city of brotherly love, Philly Irish, True Evo. ¿Qué pasa, homie?
What's up, Dave?
Oh, yeah, man. You know what? I like when you talk to the mic, when you're all up in the mic. You know what I'm saying? Yes, Drew becomes alive when you get that mic right up to your...
Hold on. Gotta do it the right way. What's up, bitches?
Oh, shit. That might be too much. Shout out to everybody joining us in the chat live. I appreciate you guys. SB in the building. Wiley Coyote, guys. On a Wednesday hump night, thank you for letting us have Monday night off. Very important things I had to take care of on Tuesday morning. Drew, they keep saying Vegas is dead. Blah, blah, blah. Vegas is dying. It's all I see on YouTube. It's all I see on the internet. Some really good things happened in Vegas this weekend. The Bang Bang Niner gang descended on Las Vegas. That's right, at Allegiant Stadium, the 49ers was in the building. The majority of the fans, actually Niners fans, come to Las Vegas for preseason football. And Drew, wouldn't you know it, but the 49ers beat the Raiders in a thrilling finish. 22-19 with just a minute left to go. Jake Moody, that's right, Jake Moody, the guy that cost my team all these games last year. He misses a 50-yarder earlier in the game, and everybody's like, oh, shit, here we go, PTSD. Did the Niners, do we have a new kicker on standby? Do we have something planned out for the rest of the season? And wouldn't you know it, Drew? With just seconds left, tied 19-19. And the Raiders, the week before, went tied in Seattle. They tied the game in Seattle. I thought we were going to end the game in a tie with the Raiders, which it's preseason football. No, Jake Moody makes an unbelievable 59-yarder. And of course, the 49er fans in attendance at the Allegiant Stadium went bonkers. In fact, I went to the supermarket where my local supermarket, the manager is a Niners guy from a neighborhood, very close neighborhood to me in San Francisco, and he's the manager at the supermarket there in Las Vegas. And I went to the supermarket right after the game, wearing all my Niners gear. I'm like, did you hear Jake? He's like, no way, Jake Moody made that kick. No way he made that. I was like, he made the kick. He couldn't believe it. So shout out to the Bang Bang Niner gang and everybody that was in town this weekend. Something else ridiculous happened in Las Vegas this weekend, guys. Something very ridiculous. Sunday night, Drew. Wait till you hear about this. This is bananas. This made Barstool Sports. Barstool. I wish we could get jobs on Barstool Sports, guys. At the XS nightclub, one of the most luxurious nightclubs there is in Las Vegas, the XS pool parties. Justin Bieber. Well, at least they thought Justin Bieber was going to show up. Somebody told them that Bieber was in attendance at the XS, at the Win or Encore, and that he wanted to sing and perform. Drew, that's right. While the nightclub is going, it's a nighttime swim party. Supposedly, Justin Bieber was there, and so the DJs had no choice but to hand over the microphones. And here you see everybody falling for this bullshit. But yes, a fake Justin Bieber got on stage at the XS nightclub in Las Vegas and sang to the crowd. Drew, everybody thought it was really him. This is the funniest shit ever. Hey, salute to F Donuts. I appreciate you in the building. Holy Queen is in here as well. Yeah, this is ridiculous, guys. Let me show you because apparently he did even sing. This is wild. Fake Justin Bieber takes over the XS nightclub. I can't believe all these people. While Vegas might not be dead, common sense is most definitely dead in Las Vegas, guys. Drew, a fake Justin Bieber takes control of the stage. I read that he got paid. In fact, actually, they did a follow-up on Barstool Sports to this article, and everybody in Vegas heard about it because it made the local news. The guy don't even look like Justin Bieber. I had to go and see what Justin Bieber looks like today. He don't look like Justin Bieber, but apparently people were lined up to take pictures with him. So it reminded me, because we're just 2 weeks away from Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Bud Crawford at Allegiant Stadium. It reminds me of this guy that used to go to all the Canelo fights back 10 years. His name is Larry, I believe his name is Larry Truger or Larry something. I followed him on social media a long time ago, Drew. I used to see him at the fights. He's not Mexican. He's the spitting image of Canelo Alvarez. At least he was 10 years ago. And people used to see him at the fights. And what did people do? They rushed to take pictures with him. And he acted as if he was Canelo, except he didn't speak any Spanish. When people realized, oh my God, it's not Canelo, it's an impersonator. Well, people decided, well, shit, it's the next best thing to taking a picture with fake Canelo Alvarez. Now, I'm curious, Larry, if you're out there, what does Larry look like today? Because from last time I remember, he kind of gained some weight. You know, people get older. He kind of lost that I look like Canelo look. And I wouldn't be surprised if he shows up to the fight at the Allegiant Stadium to take pictures with all the Canelo fans. Well, what's good, Drew? Glad to have you. How are the Eagles?
We're getting injuries, but we'll be all right.
All right, glad to hear that. I have been telling everybody we're going to get back on our football show, and if you're interested in it, you see my my Instagram. Hit me up at shoeshine_boxing as football season is right around the corner. Speaking of football, really quickly, guys, Drew, this is the most gross shit I've seen all week. That's right, the NFL now has Crocs, and I'm curious if I don't know, man. You can see the 49ers have their right there, right next to the Eagles. And you could put your pin, you could put shit on these Crocs, man. This might be the dumbest thing I've ever seen. What do you guys do? Would you buy a Croc, Drew? Would you sport Eagles Crocs? Anybody?
Probably.
You probably they look pretty comfortable. I've been told they're comfortable. In fact, my mom said they're comfortable. My mom owns a pair of Crocs.
I think we're probably gonna piss off a Cowboys fan right now. Here's the thing. Shout out to Mario. We know he's a Cowboys fan and everything. But someone asked me today, why bet the over-under on the Cowboys win? And I'm like you damn right. Because I'm telling you this right now. I think the Cowboys are only going to win 4 games this year.
Damn.
I tell you this right now. I'm going to tell you how this is going to go. I think they're going to wind up they're going to have 2 wins by the deadline, the trade deadline. They're going to have 2 wins, and they're going to trade Michael Parsons. That he wants out, and there's a chance that he might play and everything. But when they realize they're not winning games and everything. And maybe it's time to sell a little bit. You get rid of Michael Parsons, but here's the problems. It's always here's the problem with when it comes to when you have an unhappy player that is on a contract year, he feels that he should get paid and everything. He deserves to reset the market. And when you got a terrible owner that wants to be a GM of a team and everything, think he knows everything, but wants to be cheap now and and wants to take this publicly, and it sought his players, would you want to resign? Would you want to play for that dude? No. Like, they could franchise him, but you could franchise him for 2 years. You could franchise him the 1 year, and they can franchise him again. Do you think Micah's going to play on a franchise tag? No. Micah wants a guaranteed, wants a contract, a long-term contract. He wants to reset the market at his position. Cowboys, if they do it, they're gonna be in worse cap hell as they are, and that's why I see, like, and Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, he's bound to fuck up again. I'm sorry,
Prescott.
they overpaid for Dak Prescott.
Damn, Drew. This is hilarious, Drew, because today I was talking with one of our supporters of our channel, 702 Man Cave. Shout out to him, Drew. He's got an incredible man cave. His name, 702 Man Cave. He happens to be a really diehard Cowboys fan, so I'm sure he'd love to debate you eventually, maybe when we get the football show up and running. But, Drew, he was reminding me, and we were reminding each other, that there's an incredible Netflix 8-part series about America's team right now. I don't know. Are you guys going to watch it? I'm going to start binge watching this as soon as possible. It's an 8-part series based on the 90s Cowboys, Drew. And Cowboy fans from the 90s know that the San Francisco 49ers were our rivals, our nemesis. 92 season is featured in that documentary. In fact, I was checking it out. I think part 6 has to do with Deion Sanders. The 92 season, which, culminated with the 49ers and them in the playoffs. And eventually, the 49ers were the most dominant team of that era. 94 being a very special year, the last time the San Francisco 49ers. I'm going to watch this 8-part series, America's Team, the whole thing. I'm getting excited about football season. Let me know, are you guys a Cowboys fan, or are you going to watch it? Usually everything Netflix does regarding sports is really, really high quality. I'm looking forward to watching that. That's on Netflix. Speaking of Netflix, Drew, unbelievable. The biggest news of the day. It looks like Netflix is going to have, that's right, it's on the thumbnail. Tank Davis is going to fight Jake Paul, a fight that they were rumored to have been negotiating prior to Jake Paul fighting the Mexican former champion, Chavez Jr., who, I don't know, Drew, did you hear Chavez Jr. was sent to Mexico, deported, and immediately arrested, or they were waiting for him to take him off to jail? But that's what happened to Chavez Jr. now. He's in Mexican police custody, and Jake Paul is going to be fighting Tank Davis. This is an incredible news. Are you ready to talk about that, or do you want to start off with some stuff that happened last week?
No, let's talk about it now, because I'll tell you the truth right now, I'm going to piss a lot of people off, and I don't give a flying fuck.
Well, let's see if they stick around. We still got Moises Itauma to talk about. I wanted to talk about this past weekend. Moises Itauma, there's a lot of small boxing news, and there is a very good fight this weekend by MVP Productions on DAZN. But let's get to that story, Drew, the biggest story of all. Unbelievable. I've seen this one picture. It's incredible, Drew. It's and I follow this channel. They make some really funny artwork. Let me see if I can pull this up. Basically, it's a picture. Well, it's a graphic of Tank Davis spraying roach spray on himself, as most people are accusing Tank Davis of ducking, roach in the rematch. That we were all waiting. Was that rematch going to happen here in Las Vegas in July? Then it was August, and then it was officially over. And now we find out today this news that Tank Davis is going to go the route of the exhibition. What does Drew think about all this?
Tank Davis has in fact ducked Lamont Roach. It is unknown, and I want the Tank fanboys, the guys that ride his dick so fucking hard, they're hiding in the closet and afraid to come out the closet. The listen to this, and hopefully they can comprehend everything that I'm saying to them right now. I want you guys to give me one good fucking reason that I should give a flying fuck about Tank Davis fighting Jake Paul. And I want you to give me one good reason why you guys are still going to ride his dick and go sit in the closet after all this bullshit. I just want to know, and I just want to know how is it that you guys can really do what you do still. I'm waiting for the one motherfucker on the X to say some shit because he's one of the biggest fucking tank guys out there.
Who's that? I don't want you to say his name.
So I can fucking embarrass his low IQ ass so fucking badly for all the fucking shit that he fucking talks. And realize what's your man doing now? He's fighting a cruiserweight in an exhibition.
Yeah.
And don't worry, I'm getting on Jake Paul too. And what's gonna happen? Oh, I'm gonna sue you. I want to sue you and everything. Let's look at it like this. Let's talk about. I dare someone like Phenom to come on his fucking LDBC friendly channel and fucking say and fucking praise this fucking Tank Davis move and everything. Like he's probably I almost forgot his fucking medicine, his loony medicines as it is already. And let's look. I want somebody to look at it too. If you guys want to go buy this,
I'm thinking it's going to be free, right? It's supposed to be a Netflix.
I hope it is free because tell you the truth right now, if anybody buys this, I need you to get lined up in line so I can just slap you straight in your face right now. Just slap you straight in your face for being that stupid. And let's look at it like this. Jake Paul, you're doing anything to fucking kill this sport. You have yet again disgraced this sport and made it a lot worse. And with you, and I'm not saying you could tag him in this shit right now. The day that you went say, I will put legal action against people that say my fights are fixed. We realize how much of an emotional fucking little boy that you are, that you can't take the fucking heat because the fans are fucking calling you out on shit. Because all you really gotta do, Jake, is actually fight an active fighter. And I'm not talking about Chavez Jr. that's not really active and everything. That's not even really a cruiserweight and everything. I'm talking about somebody that's in the top 10 at cruiserweight. Or at least somebody that's in the top 15 and everything. So you went from an NBA player and Nate Robinson that was retired, that is not even close to a cruiserweight, to Ben Askren. Hope he gets better from his surgeries and everything. That's not really a striker, but was always a wrestler in MMA. To Tyron Woodley, which is, tell you the truth, was out of his prime when he last fought in the UFC. Really had no business in a boxing ring. To a bare knuckle fighter that really had to fight with padded gloves on this time around, that didn't really know what the fuck he was doing. To Anderson Silva, which people thought that fight was fixed after and everything. I kind of think it was too. To Mike Tyson. To almost a 60-year-old Mike Tyson. And now you went to Chavez Jr. Now you're going to fight you're 6'1", a 6'4" wingspan, 199 pounds, which is cruiserweight technically, and you're facing a 5'5.5" guy that has a 5'7" wingspan that is 135 pounds. Wow.
It's a massive size difference, but the good thing is that you won't get sued because, well, you can accuse it all of being fixed. It's not going to be fixed. It's going to be blatantly public that it's an exhibition, guys. That means, yeah, it will not go on their professional boxing record. And we already seen the Paul brothers successfully pull off one of these exhibitions when Logan Paul, who spends most of his time podcasting and doing WWE, fought Mayweather, right? I mean, it was an exhibition, and I can't only expect it to be something as ridiculous as what we saw in that fight. The size difference is massive. But the real story that's got fans upset today on social media is the fact that Lamont Roach arguably beat Gervonta Tank Davis in that prior fight, the fight that the knockdown was not scored, and should the knockdown have been scored, Lamont Roach today would be the talk of the boxing business because he beat Gervonta Tank Davis. And rather than offer him a rematch, well, he chose to go the way of the circus, which is to put on an entertainment event, which is what we're going to get. Now, I'm sure that the rest of the card, now that Jake Paul has all these women, tremendous women boxers on his platform, probably there's going to be some pretty entertaining real boxing on that card. But that actual fight is not even going to be real, guys. It's going to be an exhibition. So that's what we got to look forward to in November. Drew, quickly, I remember, I can just say this. I'm going to paraphrase something, but Emiliano Vargas, young prospect out of Las Vegas, son of the great Fernando Vargas, Emiliano Vargas, he tweeted today that it looks like a cash grab, which is what generally the general consensus of the boxing public, older boxing fans like you and I, Gen X, and boomers, whatever, millennials, we all think this is clearly just a cash grab. Let's just make as much money as possible. So I'm going to ask you guys in the chat. Let me know. Appreciate you. What's good, Chauncey? Good to see you. He says boxing is getting more goofy, right? You can't make this shit up. Yeah, we're going to have a tremendous fight in Las Vegas in just a couple weeks, but for the better part of it, a lot of funny shit is going on. It looks like a circus. I even saw Dan Canobio, big broadcaster, him and Ellie Seckback going back at it, accusing each other of being the ultimate, the D-rider word, the D-riders, I saw people, telling people to get off their knees and blah, blah, blah. And these are people in the business, actually in the business, going back and forth. A lot of people up in arms about this announcement of this fight, What do you guys think? I mean, it's hard to get outraged anymore. I think Steve Kim said it best today. Dude, where's the outrage? Are we still outraged? Or is this the kind of bullshit we're already accustomed to now in the sport where it doesn't even faze us?
Tank, just retire, man. You don't want the smoke. Retire.
So he does have a belt, right?
He needs to be stripped. Strip him of that fucking belt. Retire.
Okay.
Yeah, like seriously. You're making the people that defend you look really bad now for defending you all these years, for ducking Lomachenko, for ducking Shakur Stevenson, even though Shakur Stevenson outpriced himself out. He wanted $20 million, which I think that's really crazy. Like, I'm not going to say he ducked Shakur Stevenson because Shakur priced himself out because he thinks that he's worth all that and he's not. But he ducked Keyshawn Davis. He ducked Lomachenko. He's ducked the top guys. And I don't ever want to see. Let's be honest. The best guy on his resume was really, the best guy on his resume. I'm sorry, but I think the best name on his resume. I can't really put him as that. I'm going to say this right now. I think the best guy he fought on his resume was actually Lamont Roach.
Okay. Well, we talk about fighters being active. Lamont Roach, very active, a world champion. Ryan Garcia, although he was extremely popular, I see people bringing him up. And Ryan Garcia felt a certain type of way. He's still hoping to maybe get a rematch, a big money rematch with Tank Davis. That's not going to come into fruition. But here we have this exhibition. LT says, sorry for the rant, guys, but I hate the fight. It's not a real fight. It's entertainment, and it's something that sounds like Netflix is all on board with it. You know, they saw the success with the exhibition of Mike Tyson, and they're going to hope to see the same success with this one.
I'm sorry, but this is a bullshit fight. It's a bullshit exhibition. This is why you can't take Jake Paul seriously. And he needs to stop. And he needs to stop saying, "I'm a boxer." No, you're not, dude. You're not a boxer. Why the fuck are you trying to fight a guy that's like 6 inches smaller than you, and he's probably a midget compared to you? Like, seriously, I really want to talk to Jake Paul. I really want to ask him this, and I want to ask him what his fucking logic is and everything. What's the next thing he's gonna do? He's gonna have a YouTuber, a random YouTuber fight him next, and make it into a pro fight and everything, so he can get another W on his record. And I'm looking at it like this. This is the shit that has to stop in boxing. And I think that whatever Atlanta's fucking allow this shit. This athletic commission is gonna allow this shit.
Well, it's an exhibition, but yeah, that's exactly it. They know that Tank Davis draws a tremendous audience in Georgia, so that's the perfect place for this quote unquote exhibition.
And here's the other thing. You want to you got a ranked, and now you're going to an exhibition fight, dude. Like, do you not? Oh, I try to get a fight with Zotto, but what other champion at cruiserweight is actually there? Jai Okataya? You don't want to go and pick a fight with him?
No, but he did want one with Anthony Joshua. I mean, he did want that one.
And they said, oh, it went apart. It went apart because of money and venue. You have realize. I think Jake needs to realize that Anthony Josh. You can't say that. Oh, Anthony's going to make the most with me. No, he's not. Anthony already made 10 times more than the most that you were probably going to offer. Maybe 20 times more. If you look at it. You had Anthony Joshua's mercy because you're not on A side. You'll probably have to fight in the UK, and you have to fight under a matchroom banner. But I'm going to say something else. After this, I'm done. I do not want to bring this fight up anymore. But I am going to say this to everybody here: Tank Davis and Jake Paul are both fucking disgraces to boxing. And that should never fight a pro fight again. Neither of them. Tank Davis should retire from the sport of boxing. You have no legacy in boxing. Tank Davis is not a pound for pound great. Tank Davis has no fucking legacy, period. Wonder what Tank Davis' legacy is? Ducking the best fighters in his division in his era, for not fighting nobody, for bringing up people in weight. Let's look at it like this. And I don't mean that they put it out there like that, but 90% of Tank fights are against Mexicans. So if you look at it like this, why everybody think, oh, he fought Mexicans most of the time. And a lot of them, Floyd protected you. Floyd did all this, and oh, we have it, but then you want to split from Floyd. And let's look at it like this. I think it became worse since he left from Floyd. Floyd had a plan for him. And what happened? He didn't even want to. He wanted to not fight nobody still, and he even admitted on there, I didn't want to make them make a fight with Lomachenko, But then when you decide to make a fight with Lomachenko, you lowball him, knowing he'll probably not take it, so you can have a reason to say, I try to make the fight and everything. Or you try to get someone out of the prime. Your best win is actually Mario Barrios that became Space Mountain at 147 a couple weeks ago when Manny Pacquiao whooped his ass. Longest line, easiest ride at 147, ladies and gentlemen, Mario Barrios. And Tank struggled against him a little bit.
Yeah, I think Mario definitely was winning that fight early on. It was finding a lot of success until he wasn't. And that fight took place at 140, and I'm sure there was some rehydration clauses. Drew, we're not the only fan base that is upset currently at the sport. Of course, Dana White crossing into boxing now. He's going to be the lead promoter for Canelo versus Terrence Crawford. We've got Zuffa boxing about to happen. But this week, after seeing the Moises Itauma fight, midday afternoon, I'm like, well, I saw the 49ers game. I went and did my groceries after that. I'm like, well, what else is on, right? And so I stumbled on the UFC card. And Drew, apparently, from what I saw, more of the same shit that turned me off from the sport. It says here, Robert Whitaker says, anyone that says it's a boring fight is a casual. If you're not fascinated by such one-sided domination, then you have to be a casual. And that's defending the current champion, Khamzat Chimaev, his title win, which to me was just, 25 minutes of wrestling. UFC fans, they get pissed off too. They have their own complaints too. Across the board, combat sports, we got complaints. Who's got it worse?
What's the issue with that?
Who's got it worse?
This is the issue with that fight. And I watched it. When you're dominating someone one-sided like that, you have to get them out of there.
In boxing, we do. In boxing, we expect them. Stop it. Find a stoppage. Find a submission or find a knockout, right?
I don't want to see grappling or wrestling for 25 minutes. If you're dominating, get them out of there. If you're going to get them on the ground, start throwing punches and everything. This is what I really have not really liked to watch the UFC. I'm sorry. Even though it's about to be free, all the events, the big fights are going to be free soon. I don't know if I'm going to watch it still.
So we're waiting. I hear you. I'm just not a big fan of the UFC product as I was of Bellator. I'm just not. I think Bellator was a way better product than the UFC at the time. I think Bellator was more entertaining and everything. I thought the fights were better. It actually kept me in my seat watching it. It was MMA. It was great MMA to me. And to see fighters like the Fedor Emelianenko fight and everything, I was cool with it. I'm like when Michael Venom Page fought the way he fought back then, and everything. Now he fights. I haven't seen Michael Venom Page fought in the UFC yet, by the way, but it was something that I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed the Bellator product. I liked it better than the UFC product. And I think UFC, with a lot of shit, has gotten worse. And thank God it's not going to be on pay-per-view anymore, because $84.99 for a card of UFC is not worth it, guys. The UFC numbers have not been great on pay-per-view in recent memory. And now, surprisingly, they got a $7 billion deal with Paramount to stream their shit on there and you're gonna watch all these big cards and everything. So I've yet to confirm whether or not Zuffa Boxing is going to get picked up, but the irony is, guys, that Paramount owned Showtime, and Showtime was done with boxing, at least PBC, at least what we had before, right? Under the what was the Mexican guy's name? The Mexican American guy who was running that Showtime Sports. Nonetheless, it looks like they might pick up Zuffa Boxing. But Drew, you bring up a really good point that MMA is also kind of devoid of real, genuine pay-per-view stars, right? They keep trying to recycle, let's bring out Conor McGregor back out with all his injuries, like he's going to be a pay-per-view star. Let's bring out this guy. it might actually work in their favor that they don't have any pay-per-view stars right now and have this television deal with Paramount coming out because, well, they won't have to worry about building pay-per-view stars. They just have to worry about having, fights week after week. That's it. It don't matter if they're pay-per-view star quality fights. They just need to fill that void and they fill their obligations. So I wonder if Zuffa Boxing will have the same fate.
Well, number one, the pay scale's gotta be better, in like the playing TKO thing. The pay scale's gotta be a lot better. Nobody's gonna fight under those pay scales and everything. But I look at it like this: they are no legitimate major stars in the UFC right now.
Mm-hmm. So Chauncey agrees with you on that.
And when you're close to it and everything, they lose. They lose miserably, and it's just there. I'm like, what? Hey, another so-called star has fallen. But I look at shit like this, and I really look at it and said, I don't even care for it. I'm just gonna keep doing what I do. And forget about the UFC. Let's forget about the UFC. There is something I do want to talk about. And it's the Oscars' latest rant. Really pushing Xander to accept their offer for Virgil Ortiz. And let's put it out there right now. I watched Oscar's little video. And I'm going to be honest. Oscar, stop talking about pay-per-view. Pay-per-view's fucking dead.
That's right. I got the quote right there.
Pay-per-view is fucking dead. But I am going to say this right now to everybody. They don't want to bring up the fact that when Virgil Ortiz was looking for an opponent, and this was before Xander Zayas became a WBO champion, he fought for a vacated title against somebody that a lot of people haven't even heard of. Who gives a fuck? A lot of these fucking guys you cheer for did the same fucking thing. So fucking cry me a fucking river already. But I want to say this right now. Before he was a champion, you guys offer 4 guys this fight. Contracts. One of them out of the 4 signed the contract to fight you. Who was that guy? Xander Zayas. And what did you guys say? No, we're going to pass. You wasn't our first choice. Thank you for your interest anyway. But now, the kid won a title. You want to put an offer to him and everything.
50-50 too, by the way. 50-50 offer.
A 50-50 offer and everything. And then you want to say, but here's the thing. Virgil, you ducked the kid. He signed the contract. You ducked that kid. Here's the thing, Dave. When someone signs, you offer a contract to him, right? He signs it, and then you pass. Do you consider that a duck?
That's a good question. So I'm trying to think about it in real estate terms, Drew. When you're selling a house and it's a hot commodity, a realtor will come to the seller and say, "Hey, guess what? Your property's so great that I got 4 signed offers. I got 4 deals for you. They're all going to be meeting your price. Some are going to be a little higher than the others, but somebody might have better terms, Drew." And from what you just said, everything was facts, dude. Xander Zayas signed an agreement to fight Virgil Ortiz prior to winning the title. But apparently, Virgil had other plans. It wasn't that Xander was first on his list. So even though Xander signed it, they threw it in the trash. Now you're right. Now he's got the title. Now they want to come at him like they're the A side. They're talking about a neutral site, Las Vegas, Texas, New York. Maybe not even New York, which would, they're talking about neutral sites, but let's keep it real.
let's keep it real, Dave.
Xander's the
site is in Texas.
Right, Xander is the champion now, and it's not a 50-50 fight. All of us, you want his title. It's not a 50-50 fight. Now, and this is where he finds himself now, is that this week or just today or yesterday it was announced, and this is a fucking dumb fight. I'm sorry, guys. I saw Virgil here. Santiago Media saw one of the fights with me last year. We were at the Virgin Hotel, but I got a chance to see Virgil Ortiz's best fight ever in his entire career. I think it's no doubt who's going to be on the undercard of the Canelo Alvarez card, Serhii Bohacek. The best fight I have ever seen in Las Vegas as an audience member. I saw it. A very close fight. Some could argue that Virgil Ortiz lost that fight. This is a major step down. Okay, Lubin, instead of fighting for the championship, who he was in a purse bid with Mortazeliov, he decided, you know what, that dude is that guy's way too risky. He's the boogeyman. I'm gonna go with the guy who doesn't have the title, who has the big name. I'm gonna go with Virgil Ortiz. But for Ortiz, this does nothing for me. I already seen. Look, you better hope you don't get the same treatment Jesus Ramos got, because Jesus Ramos beat Lubin on the undercard as the co-main event to Canelo Alvarez right here in Las Vegas. And guess what? You leave it in the judge's hands. Don't be surprised if Lubin gets the decision. It's already happened for him. I don't like this fight at all. Lubin,
I look at it like this.
Lubin also lost to the champ, Drew. He's to the current champ. He got his ass beat by Fundora.
Yeah.
Lost to, you're proving nothing to me by beating Lubin, which I think not only do you beat Lubin, but because of the hard fights he's been in, you should stop him. What do you guys think? I think he should stop Lubin. And that's what I expect of Virgil Ortiz. Victor Ortiz. Virgil Ortiz.
He's Doug Zayas. I don't give a fuck how anybody feels about it. I don't give a fuck how you people want to make excuses for Virgil Ortiz. Like, a lot of people try to make excuses for Virgil Ortiz. Like, Bruce, why are you doing the two-no fights? Virgil Ortiz did the same fucking shit. So cry me a fucking river. You want to suck the dude's dick so fucking bad? Why don't you go line up somewhere outside the fucking gym and do it? Oof. But at the other thing, man, and I'm really tired of this, he dug Xander Zayas that first time. He's the only one. Your first choice didn't sign that fucking contract. Xander Zayas did. Why didn't you entertain the fight? You fucking ducked the kid. You threw the contract in the trash. Now you want to fight him. Because he has a belt. Try to get an easy belt in. But here's the thing. You have no fucking leverage. It's not a 50-50 post sprint. I'm sorry. Virgil's the bigger name. Let's look at it like this. Who's the champion, Dave?
Well, we got at 154, we got Mortazeliov, the guy who.
Who's the WBO champ?
Xander Zayas is.
Now, here's another thing, Dave. The worst thing that could happen, that the WBO makes Virgil Ortiz the mandatory. If I'm Virgil's side, I would not want to be the mandatory for Xander. You want to know why? I'm going to tell you why. What happens if you negotiate and you can't come up to terms on a contract? What happens next, Dave?
Goes to purse bid.
And guess who's going to win that post bid? It ain't going to be Oscar. It's going to be Top Rank. And guess what happens after that? Fucking Top Rank has full control of the fight. They can have it in Puerto Rico. They let the Boricuas watch it and do the reggaeton and everything. And let Xander have his homecoming to his heritage and his home country,
right?
And everything, aka U.S. Commonwealth. Or we can really have what we think will happen after that. Virgil and them will walk. His daddy is going to say, we don't want the fight. And you make your son look bad and even look worse out of the situation. They're going to say he ducked him again. So If I'm Oscar, I will really shut my mouth on this one and keep it shut because you have no fucking leverage as it is. All your leverage is it went out the door when they didn't when they didn't uphold the contract the first time and gave Xander the fight the first time. So now he's paying you back and tell you, go fuck yourself. You're going on my terms or you don't get the fight. And that's not me ducking you. You already ducked me already. You wanna fight me, you become the mandatory. And I win the post and you're gonna go through a post bid with me. And what happens? I'm gonna win a post bid. You fight on my terms, bitch. And that's how it is. And I don't give a fuck.
Drew, it looks like October, our birthday months, both Drew and I are Libras, is going to be the big month for 154-pound division. I see people talking about it. The chat is lit up about it. Chauncey says that whether we like it or not, Lubin has one of the best resumes at 154. Facts, he has fought some of the hardest fighters in that division, including Fundora, the champ. Believe he fought Charlo early on in his career, very early on, and took a knockout loss to Charlo. But he's fought some of the best in that division. So whether or not you agree with Drew on this, it's fractured. The division is fractured, but it has some of the biggest stars in 154. And week after week in October, we can count on some of the biggest names. Now your fighter, October 11th, supposedly he was going to, this is one of the guys that he had sent an offer to. The UK's Josh Kelly, former Olympian. Now he's getting the big opportunity. If he wants it, the IBF is ordering it, and it will probably go to purse bid if they can't decide on a price. But, Josh Kelly, who was going to fight Boots Ennis, was one of the people talked about. He's getting the title shot because Lubin decided he doesn't want that title shot. He'd rather fight Virgil Ortiz. Is Murtazaliev the only or the true boogeyman of 154?
I'm guessing he is because nobody's calling him out. And
not after what he did to Tim Tszyu.
Nah, nobody wants it for some reason. So, I think we may not have a guy that nobody wants to fight in this division. And we'll see how it is, man. We see if this fight happens, let's see how bad he decimates Josh Kelly. But the other thing is, if Virgil Ortiz does not stop Erison Lubin, that is an issue. He ducked his Bobacek rematch. This is not really a fight.
And Bohacek, by the way, guys, is on the undercard. I'll get to that really quickly. The undercard of the Canelo Alvarez, the whole production has been laid out for us to see. But really quickly, we talked about Top Rank, Drew. We talked about, Brian Norman was famously going to fight your fighter, Boots Ennis. And that didn't materialize, but he just re-signed. And the question is, and Bob Arum was speaking very well about him, saying that he thinks he could be a pound-for-pound fighter. We still don't know where Top Rank is going to be on TV, guys. We still don't know what's going on. It's a really long break where we just do not know what's going on. And Brian Norman taking that risk and re-signing welterweight champion of the world, re-signed his contract. But where are they going to end up? That is a big deal. Speaking of that undercard, Drew, this is what today, Bud Crawford has officially closed off all media access to his camp in the last 2 weeks. He doesn't want any disruptions. Can you see his picture here? What do you think of his physical conditioning? Are you worried he may have gained too much muscle? And I'm asking the chat too. Do you guys think Bud Crawford putting all this muscle mass is going to naturally slow him down where he needs that speed?
It could, but it really depends on what type of fight he's going to fight, too. If he's playing to go blow to blow with Canelo, I don't know. I just don't know. But I have my suspicions about this fight, how this could go. I still have not picked a winner yet on this. I really think that This could be a lot of controversy in this fight.
Yeah, we got 2 weeks left. We got like what, almost 17 days left, maybe?
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of controversy when it comes to this fight. I don't, and here's a thing, guys. I really, if people don't like hearing this shit about boxing, but it's the fucking truth. But like when you let a guy that's the biggest name behind the biggest sports drug scandal in history control one of the biggest sanctioning bodies drug program, the BBC, because they're very corrupted, VADA, it tells you a lot, the credibility of the sport. The credibility of the sport of boxing has went down the tubes and it's not getting any better. This fight is not one of the biggest fights of the century. It's not. I'm sorry.
How dare you say that?
I think if you look at it, I think Usyk and Fury meant a lot more than this fight. I thought Tyson Lewis meant a lot more. Like I thought Bo and Holyfield meant a lot more.
Were those fights this century though? 2025. Yeah.
This isn't a fight of the century. Like if you look at it, the fight of the century of this year is probably Usyk versus Fury. Like I'm sorry, this is not really a fight that everybody wanted to see. Everybody wanted to see him fight David Benavidez, and I want to look at it like this. I think people need to start calling out Turki Al-Sheikh on the shit that he does. He does it because he wants to see it, not the fans want to see it. He don't care about the fans. He don't like the American boxing fan.
Man, Drew, you bring up some good points. There's some great points in the chat. Shout out to Chauncey. Congratulations. He says one of the best things about this fight coming up is that he'll get a chance to invite his family to his new crib in the hills. I say congratulations to that. Man Cave 702 Man Cave says he's going to run. Drew, but earlier than that, Chauncey put this great comment. He says, doesn't matter. This is going to be a glorified sparring match. A lot of people seem to think that perhaps we're still looking at Canelo that fought Gennady Golovkin in the very first fight, okay? We're well past that. We're well past Canelo being in his prime. He's not even barely touching 50 punches thrown per round. And you can't expect Bud to match that volume or beat that volume because he doesn't do it either. Bud is a terrific counterpuncher. We have two terrific counterpunchers who are both past their prime. Terrence being past the age of 37, gaining 2 weight classes. He's never fought in this division. Nobody's ever hurt Canelo except Cotto's brother. That one time. Nobody has ever hurt him. Not Gennady Golovkin. Not the lightweight champion. Excuse me, what's his name? Why am I forgetting his name, guys? The guy who beat him in Las Vegas. Dimitri Bivol, thank you. Nobody heard him. So you're probably right. There's going to be a lot of people anticipating some high drama and some back and forth action, and it may not turn out to be that way. It may well indeed turn out to be a slow chess match, just like Dimitri Bivol versus Beterbiev. The first fight was fucking boring. It was boring. The rematch was boring. It might just be like that, and there's going to be thousands and thousands of screaming fans in Las Vegas expecting way, way more, expecting so much more. That brings us to this whole undercard. I don't know how you guys feel about this undercard, but if you got Netflix, you don't got to pay for this. You guys can get together with the family, which is great news. None of us are going to have to pay for pay-per-view. If you got Netflix, you're good. And if you got YouTube, which everybody has YouTube because you're watching me on YouTube right now, Drew, the entire prelims are going to be on YouTube. And because this fight is a daytime fight, I think this might even start as early as 11 a.m. Marco Verde, super middleweight prospect / contender. He'll start off the card. Stephen Cold Nelson, somebody we haven't seen in a long time. I mean, they have some name recognition, but then you get into some fighters. You guys can see that I don't even know who they are. Some heavyweight action for free, but this very last one, the middleweight fight, this is strange to me because Serhii Bohacek, as far as I know, still fights at a 154, and he originally fought Brandon Adams of I believe Brandon Adams is from Compton or South Central LA. They fought on a TV show when they had boxing on NBC, and Brandon Adams knocked out Serhii Bohacek. I believe that might be his only knockout loss. This is a great rematch. This is going to be very, very interesting. That one was just announced today. Serhii Bohacek for free on YouTube on the prelims. And then you get to the main card, which is very exciting in itself because someone in our chat is very close to Fernando Vargas's family. Calum Walsh versus Fernando Vargas Jr. Fernando Vargas Jr., who fights with a very smaller promotional company out of LA, getting the opportunity of a lifetime. This is an opportunity of a lifetime, guys. Who else is in there? Because if he stops Calum Walsh or beats Calum Walsh in front of all these people watching on Netflix, people are going to remember, damn, this is the son of Fernando Vargas Jr., the biggest win of his life. He's undefeated. If he could stop the Irish fighter Calum Walsh, damn, I don't know. I'm not going to make any predictions in this one. I don't know if Fernando Vargas Jr. has never fought anyone as big recognition as Calum Walsh. But Christian and Billy versus Lester Martinez, a fantastic super middleweight fight. Two of the best super middleweights, in my opinion, in the division. Then you got a weird catchweight fight. It's a lot of boxing for one day. It's a lot of boxing for one day on Netflix, and it's just several weeks away, Drew. People have been dismissive about it. They're saying on social media, though, that this is a trash undercard. But again, guys, it's free. It's free. Calum trains here in Ventura, and Fernando is from my hometown. There you go, man. You from Oxnard? You talking about Oxnard, homie? Oxnard. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the trash undercard.
It's a trash undercard. Well, it is free. Don't complain. You can get it on Netflix, and we don't have to pay for pay-per-view. Well, we'll do a deeper dive into our feelings around this biggest fight card of the year. Well, it's definitely going to be the biggest fight card of the year, in my opinion. We'll see. Terrence Crawford has the potential to become the only undisputed champion in 3 weight divisions since the modern-day 4-belt era has started. If you're a big fan of collecting things, Drew, and I know a few people in our chat are, Ring Magazine has a commemorative magazine coming out August 19th. I need a physical copy of this. The hell do I got to go to Barnes and Nobles? Where do they have this magazine? Does anybody know? Does anybody know where I can get this Ring magazine? Do I got to go online? But anyways, I love collecting shit like this, and I definitely need this in my office, Drew. That is available August 19th, which means it's already hit the shelves. Really quickly, Drew, we've done an hour, but I want to know your thoughts. Let's talk about really quickly before we get to the fight of the weekend. Moises Itauma has been compared night and day, constantly being compared to Mike Tyson, Iron Mike Tyson. Ring Magazine, for what it's worth, has officially now ranked him number 10. But all of Sunday and Monday, the chatter was that he should fight Usyk. That Turki Al-Sheikh wants to see him fight Usyk. And I just got to ask the great boxing mind of Drew Evo, what in the world has Moises Itauma done to deserve going from a prospect contender to a world title challenger? What has he done to get a shot at Usyk?
He's not ready for Usyk. And I think Turki Al-Sheikh needs to shut the fuck up about it. You're going to ruin this kid's career if you put him against Usyk now. He's nowhere near ready for Usyk because Usyk will expose this kid's weaknesses. And the weaknesses come out with this kid, and the way they come out, this kid would be food for the heavyweights and for Usyk. Those of them. It's a stupid thing. Turki Al-Sheikh needs to shut the fuck up. Let Joseph Parker have his shot.
Right.
At the titles and everything. Like, stop trying to do something you want to see. It's what the fans fucking want, dude. Like, you done nothing for boxing, in my opinion. All you did was add bullshit to the floor. That's all you did. That's all a lot of these motherfuckers do is add bullshit to the floor when it comes to boxing. Turkey's adding bullshit to the floor. Like, let the dude fight Joseph Parker. Moses Itauma can potentially become a world champion one day, but he is not ready for Usyk.
Drew, he's only fought 4 rounds at the most. Impressive, unbelievably impressive knocking out Dillian Whyte. But again, Dillian Whyte he's been knocked out many times, 37 years old. I think everybody who's watched the development of Moises Itauma so far expected him to stop Dillian Whyte. He did exactly that in less than 1 round. Very impressive. But nonetheless, I can only think of somebody. I'm not going to compare his skills, Itauma's skills, to Berlanga, who some of you guys are going to call Bumlanga, because skill set, they just don't compare. But what they do compare is that Berlanga was put in front of numerous opponents that amassed him a 16-0 record with 16 stoppages. And the minute they stepped up in competition, you saw a lot of problems with Berlanga's game.
Yeah.
And there's so many guys in that heavyweight division, including the guy who fought that night, who was undefeated, 18-1, Hrgovic, in a fantastic fight. David Adelaide, also UK, 14-1. They got a big cut on Hrgovic, but Hrgovic outclassed him and showed him how much better he was as an internationally seasoned fighter who's fought Zalil Zhang. He's got a real resume. Can Itauma beat Hrgovic? I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think Hrgovic gets knocked out in 1 round, period, by Itauma.
I look at it. No.
You got to have Itauma go rounds, guys. He's got to learn what it's like to go 10 rounds or even better, to go 12 rounds, because there's a lot of guys in this division who aren't going to go down so easily, like 37-year-old Dillian Whyte, or even if a Chisora, they're just not going to go down the same way. He's not prepared to fight Usyk. So why rush that?
I'm going to look at it like this. He fought for Hogatev, I will probably predict a 6-round knockout, because Hogatev leaves himself open. He leaves himself open, and Itauma will be able to catch him.
But it's gonna take much longer than 1 round, and that's the experience he needs.
Way longer. Yeah, but I just don't think Hrgovic is gonna be able to stand there for no more than 6 rounds on him, and he's gonna have to be able to land punches to keep him at bay. But he's not gonna be able to. But if we look like this, if you want to put him in there against somebody, put him in there against Derek Chisora.
Derek Chisora is a natural selection after beating Whyte. For real, it's a great natural choice. And then after that, anybody in the top 10, anybody in the top 5. But for me, what I like in developing a contender that's a serious contender is that they have to beat a former world champion. I don't see why Turkey wants to rush him to fight the great Usyk, who's been undisputed now in 2 weight divisions. How about Anthony Joshua? Why aren't you mentioning Anthony Joshua? Okay, Anthony Joshua is potentially entertaining a fight with Jake Paul. Anthony Joshua is a huge draw in the UK. Itauma is becoming the next big star of the UK. The passing of the guard starts there. Anthony Joshua will never win a world title again. The only way Anthony Joshua wins a world title again is if Usyk retires tomorrow and all the 4 belts become available. And I got to say this. You guys see this graphic here? It says, Mike Tyson had his own career. I just want to make mine. I don't think that Usyk needs to fight Itauma ever, period. As an undisputed champ. Listen, you're not going to force Canelo to fight anybody. He's in the same position as Canelo Alvarez. If Canelo doesn't want to give David Benavidez a fight, you're not going to pressure him into doing so, because he's made enough money. He's made enough clout in his career that he doesn't need to touch that fight. He just doesn't want to do it. You're not going to force the guy. You cannot force Usyk to fight a young Itauma. And I don't personally, if Usyk has 2 fights left in his career, if he only has 2 fights left in his career, I don't put Moises Itauma on that, because I don't think he has to pass the guard. He doesn't have to pass the torch. He just doesn't have to. He can just retire undefeated and let the 4 belts go by their wayside. He don't owe that shit to nobody. He don't owe it to nobody. He's already accomplished everything there is in the sport. Now you want to see a young guy kick his ass when he's approaching 40 years old? He don't owe that to the fans. He don't owe it to the sport. He doesn't owe it to anybody. And I think that's probably, it's not a popular opinion, but that's just me. Now, can Itauma become a world champion? He's absolutely going to become a world champion. He lets go of those belts, or you give him enough time to develop. He is going to beat Usyk if Usyk is 40 years old, 41 years old. I would favor Itauma, but you got to let the guy develop. I'm not saying he beats Usyk tomorrow. Not at all, especially in his next fight. It's not going to happen. Let the kid develop. Let him fight Andy Ruiz. How about a former champion in Andy Ruiz, the guy who dropped AJ 4 times? Andy Ruiz needs some money. Don't rush it, right, guys? Drew, I know it's late. It's very late. I just tripped off the time, man. It's past midnight. So if you want to call it a show, we could do that. Really quickly, guys, this weekend, it was awesome. We've had him on our show before during the pandemic, going way, way back. Drew and I interviewed Lucas Barry. And please support Lucas this weekend. If you have DAZN, go watch him. He is an MVP fighter, Drew. He got that. He beat Silve, H2O Silve from Southern California in one of the knockout of 2024's, one of the best knockouts of 2024. And he is fighting this weekend for a WBA lightweight title eliminator. He just needs to win this fight against 29-6 Venezuelan fighter Roger Gutierrez. Let me just let you guys know, Roger Gutierrez, Drew, I had to go back because I've seen Roger Gutierrez, the Venezuelan fighter, fight. He's lost to Oscar Duarte, no slouch. He's lost to former world champion Hector Garcia. He's lost to contender from Robert Garcia's Hector Tanahara, amongst 3 other losses. He has 6 losses. I'm hoping Lucas Barry stops Roger Gutierrez, but I'll be honest, Gutierrez has pretty good hand speed, and Lucas's hands, he's more of a power puncher, and timing beats speed, right? So hopefully he'll walk away with the title opportunity when all is said and done this weekend. Also featuring Jermaine Ortiz. I know you like Jermaine Ortiz, Drew. He's on that card too. MVP card on DAZN this weekend. Thank you to everybody that joined us. Chauncey wants to know, Drew, what about them Joey Merlino cheesesteaks though? Who's Joey Merlino?
I don't eat cheesesteaks really. So I know it's down South Philly, but I don't eat cheesesteaks really.
Yeah, I love me some cheesesteaks, Drew. I got to do a video on some cheesesteaks in Las Vegas, Drew. I think that's the video I got to make. Best cheesesteaks in Las Vegas. I'm Dave in the 702. We will be back later this week. Thank you, Espy, and everybody that joined us. Big Spooky says, how about Itauma versus Jake Paul? Yeah, Jake, that's a great fight. That's a great fight. You want to make fans, fight that dude Moses Itauma. All right, guys, we will see you next week. Until then, peace out, everybody.